All right.
Shit, wrong button.
We are rocking and rolling. What's going on this week?
Oh, nothing, man. Just enjoying a freaking awesome weekend. How about yourself?
Dude, just chilling. Just chilling, man.
Heck yeah, man. I had a pretty good day yesterday, well, or Friday actually. Yesterday too, but ooh.
What's going on?
Ooh.
What?
We got a piece of content removed
Ooh.
like 6 months ago.
Wonder what it was.
December 5th, 2022. The Middle of the Road podcast. Harassment and cyberbullying.
For who?
It doesn't say who. Your content was removed due to a violation of community guidelines. Because it's the first time, your account isn't affected. You're only warned once, and this warning will remain on this channel.
Oh, wow.
If this happens again, your channel will get a community guideline strike.
I wonder who he cyberbullied.
I don't know. Let's find out.
Hey, West Virginia hillbilly. Howdy, y'all. I think that is that Scott. Encoding overloading. Consider turning down what? Huh. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I think we need to go read the policies and make sure.
Right.
Just to make sure. Because, look, here's the thing, man. Today's fucking May the 29th. And this is an hour-long podcast from December 5th, 2022. And it says they want me to watch this. In order to review, you got to watch the podcast while keeping all policies in mind to find out what I did wrong.
Well, that sounds difficult as fuck.
Yeah. So we're just going to have to read these policies because... But anyway, yeah, man, like Friday was cool as shit, dude. I went to a baseball game, and then we went to the first Live on the Levee.
Yeah.
Which was cool, man, because a band called Hair Supply. I don't know if you ever heard of them, but they do a lot of 80s and 90s.
Hair Supply.
Yeah, not air.
Not Hair Supply. Hair
All
Supply.
80s and 90s cover songs on hair bands. Dude, they did a lot of Kiss and did some Beastie Boys and some pretty cool stuff.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, okay. I know who this guy is. What's up, man? You brought my jacket back to me one time. I remember you. I'd be telling people I drive around about the podcast. So what's on your mind this week?
Well, dude, I saw a story I thought was interesting about the state of Oregon is getting ready to lose 12 counties.
Thank you.
12 counties to form a new Republican-controlled Greater Idaho. This new state will be bigger than Texas. It'll be bigger than Alaska. And it's all the counties in Oregon that border Idaho. Like, you could pull up the United States map and see the individual counties, but it's 12 counties. Like, it's so many counties. Oregon will lose representatives. They might even go all the way down to one senator representing them. I mean, they'll be smaller than the state of West Virginia after that, or the state of maybe Vermont or something.
Wow.
The state of Oregon will be small if they lose this many counties. And there are people flipping out about it. But they're tired of the ultra blue, ultra liberal cities in Portland controlling and dictating what the rest of the state does.
Right.
Because everybody thinks Oregon's blue, but they're not. Portland's blue. The rest of the Oregon don't want no part of this shit.
Dude, if you took the red map, if the red just stopped delivering everything they produce to the blue, this probably be over in 90 days.
The problem with that is the red like making money, and we'll sell to the blue
All day.
all day. Just give me your money. Shut the fuck up.
I can't get over this Nazis thing, man. You can't tell me this is all coincidence. I mean, you can't tell me it's coincidence that we watched 4 seasons of Hunting Hitler, in which they showed that Hitler escaped Germany, theoretically, and made it all the way to South America. And they found in the show, you know what, whether he made it there or not, in the show, you can plainly see that there is a large Nazi following in South America. Regardless of conspiracy theory or not, the show plainly walks around town finding Nazis all over Argentina. That's a separate conversation piece. So now we got... Did you look at the picture the second time this morning like I told you to?
I did, but I was driving and I can't really see the details that you see.
Okay. I hate that I can't pull this up. But I have.
Well, while you're pulling that up, look, one of the very first lines under harassment and cyberbullying, which is what we were cited for, right?
Right.
One of the very first lines. And I can't say that this was done in this certain podcast. Content that features prolonged name-calling or malicious insults, such as racial slurs based on someone's intrinsic attributes. Malicious assault. Man, we do talk a lot of shit about Joe Biden, bro. Like, we probably said some shit, like, you're an inept piece of shit.
Yeah. You can't call people.
Maybe not.
Are we going to do the whole Donald Duck?
So, I don't know. I'll have to go back and watch that individual podcast just to see what they got us on.
So, this is the Daily Mail in this picture, and this is Fox 5 DC in this picture. Now, you can plainly see both of these stories contain the U-Haul truck and the flag. I'm not going to say the 4-letter N-word, N-A-Z.
Yeah.
And this one includes the U-Haul truck.
I think it rhymes with Smachi.
And the flag. It rhymes with Fauci, as a matter of fact. If you'll notice,
over here definitely looks whiter. Is that what you were talking about this morning? Because I didn't see that.
They lightened his complexion.
They definitely did.
Because it's hard to explain Peruvian Nazis.
Now, is it? Didn't you just talk about that? Didn't you just talk about hunting Hitler in Venezuela? If Venezuela and Peru's like,
Look.
I mean,
but here's the thing. Like, okay, so I do it. Like I said to Jody this morning, I said, look, you see this guy? This guy, and if you can see it on the, this guy looks like a guy named Sai Kandula, which could be from wherever. Okay, that looks like a guy named Sai Kandula. That looks like a guy from Montana.
that looks like a Mike.
That looks like a guy, a Montana resident. You see what I'm saying? The news is like, a man from Montana. Psychedula.
Damn it.
They lightened his complexion and threw a Nazi flag out in front of the U-Haul truck. There are 30,000 pounds of ammonium nitrate missing and random Nazi symbols showing up all over the place.
Yep.
They tried to do a white supremacist rally the other day, and even liberals were like, those are feds. Like, dude, they're about to pull a false flag.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be like, you don't want to hear the most conspiracy theory thing I'll ever say? It's gonna backlash.
So you know,
they're going to pull a false flag, and the liberals are going to be like, all right, Trump folks.
It might not even be a false flag. So check this out. You know that, well, I don't have any way to confirm any of this, but I heard last week all of our senators and representatives were issued satellite phones. Okay, and then this week, geologists found a 100-foot crack in the Teton Mountains. And if you don't know, because I didn't know until I watched this shit, the Teton Mountains are the mountain range that surround Yellowstone Park, which is supposed to be the world's largest mega volcano.
Yeah.
And apparently there's a lot of increased seismic activity, increased geothermal activity. They've had to close down a couple of the attractions because they're becoming really volatile. So, like, I don't know if that's coincidence or not, you know what I mean? But, like, that right there has the ability to completely usher in a new world order.
Oh, absolutely.
That will collapse everything in this
you
world.
ain't got to do nothing at all.
No, I mean, I think we would be safe from a lot of your magma flows and shit like that. But the ash and the fallout, that shit's going to cover the whole world.
Oh yeah. At least the Western Hemisphere.
Yeah, but really, I mean, dude, we saw
ocean storms will do a lot to keep it from spreading into Europe.
The jet stream will probably keep it to a certain.
Yeah,
but I don't know about that. How the spread will happen.
You know, the thing about the good news about being here is the way the jet stream goes up and down around West Virginia. Like, it really is about if God loves us that day.
Yeah. Dude, the majority of the rainstorms, the heavy shit that come from Texas and Oklahoma just end up passing us and end up in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
Or Michigan.
They
never come right through. Every once in a while, we got a derecho a couple years ago. Every once in a while, the strong shit hits us, but
rarely.
I mean, the jet stream, God really did bless West Virginia, for sure.
They did, yeah. Well, you know, we legitimately have what could be scientifically proclaimed to be rainforest areas in West Virginia. The canopy's so dense and thick.
Yeah,
and
dude,
hot.
there's fauna and flora found only here in West Virginia.
Yeah.
We do have a pretty diverse ecosystem when it comes to shit like that. But yeah, that was so who knows what that'll end up being. But remember we talked about last week about how it's all just a fucking drama show. It was. They announced a deal today. It still might not get passed.
And McCarthy got everything he wanted.
Yeah, but the Freedom or the MAGA group didn't get hardly shit that they wanted.
No.
And we both know that they hold the 22 people in that Freedom Caucus is what they're calling it. The Freedom Caucus. But the left calls it the MAGA Republicans. So they didn't get a lot of the cuts that they wanted. So that's if those 22 representatives hold out, there's no deal.
Yeah.
Unless we can get 20-some Democrats from the other side to jump on over and get those votes that you need, but that's unlikely to happen. So we'll see what happens Tuesday.
The whole MAGA Republican thing, because you're either And this is the argument I have with everybody politically that argues about it. It's look, you're either right wing, you're either left wing, barely right wing, or MAGA Republican.
Yeah.
You're like, MAGA Republican is the definition for anybody who won't fold. And that's really what it is.
But they use it. They use it as a moniker, like towards like a terrorism moniker.
Well, it's the same way.
But what they don't understand, Justin, and I don't think they understand it anyway, is anytime you use that MAGA Republican, you know, some people's hearts skip a beat a little bit. Make America Great Again Republican. That is not a bad thing to fucking be.
The word Trump
and that
triggers people,
and that's okay. That's okay. I don't care about that.
Right?
I don't care.
Just mean, I mean, like I saw a video the other day, and I remember when Biden said it, and I didn't realize the strength behind it when he did it. But like there were several issues that they brought up with him about his family, his past, just simple things, you know. And he's like, "Don't look at me. Look at Trump."
Yeah.
You know, but it's like the question had absolutely nothing to do with Donald Trump. The question had absolutely, it was like literally like, your son, you know, has been caught with videos of him with illegal. Don't look at me. Worry about what Trump's doing. You know, it's like, come on, man.
Yep.
You know, if I come to you and I'm like, "Hey, John, you know, your dog keeps shitting in my..." "Yeah, well, Rick has cats." Yeah,
he does.
Your dog keeps shitting. Well, you know, John down there, John's got... It's got nothing to do with the fact that your dog shit in my yard.
Right.
Nothing.
Absolutely right.
Well, this thing done crapped out on me again. Won't even... But yeah, man, the 50 bricks of cocaine with Hitler embedded in them. What do you think about that? Literally. Now, here's my thing. They were headed for Belgium. Belgium is the UN's back door for the whole Ukraine war. What the f is going on? Why are there bricks of cocaine with Nazi emblems? A truck with a Nazi flag and a Turkish man or Indian man trying to crash through the front gate. Like, this
doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. It doesn't, because that's not a false flag in Peru. That's not them. Like, really, if it wasn't for our news covering it, it affects us none. It really doesn't. That's some cocaine that was going from Peru to Europe to Belgium. Well, has it got Nazi emblems on it?
It's just too... It's too...
Redacted. You all need to get on this shit.
It's too obvious.
Oh, the things are already bad. I mean, historically, we're already at... Yeah, that 30 tons of fertilizer is going to show up. Probably several places. I had a theory that I had to debunk myself, that part of that fertilizer went... Maybe Russia didn't blow up the munitions plant with the uranium that was sending the radioactive cloud toward Europe. Maybe it was that ammonium nitrate. But no, that explosion was 2 days before the ammonium nitrate was missing.
Yeah, it's all...
Dude, that's a tactical strike, too. You know what? I'm not... I want the war to end. But as long as the war's going, as long as the game's on the TV... I'm going to call good play when both sides make it. I'm not going to pull any punches. Damn it. He told you guys. Don't give them uranium-tipped weaponry. Don't give it to them. He said, England, do not give the Ukraine that uranium-tipped ammunition. Don't do it. It's not going to go well for you. And the Ukraine went, here's your uranium-tipped ammunition. And Putin just went, boom. And now y'all got a big, giant radioactive cloud floating aloft straight toward Europe. I don't know why they assume, because I mean, here, the thing about with Putin is a lot of the times it's like, if this was a video game and I was running the war from my side of the video game, well, that's what I would have done. Have you not even heard about this?
No.
You have no idea what I'm talking about.
No clue. I know about the explosive gone missing.
Yeah, the UK gave, UK gave Ukraine, that's a tongue twister, a whole bunch of uranium-tipped, what are they called, artillery shells.
Who gave the
UK.
The UK gave Ukraine.
That's
Ukraine. A fucking tongue twister.
It is. UK gave Ukraine a whole buttload of uranium-tipped, again, artillery shells, like M109, like the big ones. And yeah, Putin just like bombed the boxes. He just hit them. And it went up it turned into a radioactive dust cloud, and now it's heading toward Europe. What was another big story this week? Another train derailment yesterday.
Really?
Yeah. They said it was leaking some chemicals. What are you finding?
Nothing. I'm looking on our page trying to get where you are. How do I get where you are?
That's my other one. That's the old one.
That's the Appalachian Parley.
Huh. Well, the one I want on here has a picture of the bear. Okay, then.
I don't have that one available.
Huh.
That's weird.
It is.
Well, no,
so the violation was on our other channel.
On our old account.
Oh, cool. So we have no on this one.
Yeah, so fuck it.
Yay. You want to talk about weather? You want to talk about weather manipulation? I fully believe they're clouding out our sun.
Dude, I was watching some shit, and I didn't like save it or nothing. It was just a 3-minute long TikTok that I watched. Conspiracy theories abound.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, there is a mock drill taking place in Texas. These agents, FBI agents, military men, they're all training for an attack on our soil in full mop gear, as like preparing for a nuclear attack on our soil. At the same time, saying that our open borders are allowing Chinese strategists to set up shop in Mexico. Chinese strategists are going to assist the Mexican army in taking back what's rightfully theirs. Texas, New Mexico, Arizona.
Damn.
And I was like, this is, complete, like, this guy has no real facts. I mean, just talking. I mean, I didn't look up any of this shit. But with the influx, with Mexico joining BRICS, they're all in cahoots. And their number one thing is to devalue the dollar. And, really, That's the only fucking way you can invade this country. You can start an invasion of this country. Mexico's the only thing big enough.
The only way you
really
invade this
amass
country
that type of
peacefully. I'm telling you, I say it all the time, and I would need a military strategist to sit down and tell me that I'm wrong. That you could not just roll up in this motherfucker straight through Baja with little to no resistance. None. You'd have to fight a couple people out in the desert.
The thing is, though,
you could set up a beachhead and be ready to rock before any real.
But dude, the thing that you're missing when you say that is the people like you and I that aren't military strategists. We underestimate how much logistics is required to put the manpower in place. Like how much movement it required. Like we're gonna see that shit. We're gonna see that shit. And I'm sorry, California might vote blue, but it's just like Oregon. Blue is in San Francisco and LA and Sacramento. The western part of California, Southern California, it's all red states. Arizona, New Mexico, dude, like you're not coming, you might get through, but
again, Mexico has joined BRICS, so
it won't take long for there to be an equal force.
Oh,
because what are you talking about? Invasion? What do you think it takes to invade?
I'm talking about China getting up.
No, I'm not. Don't say any specific country because we don't know. It might be a combination of 5 or 6 countries. But how many?
So I'm talking about a force coming out of the South China Sea, which is an area we are domestically concerned with all the time anyway. And I didn't understand really why until I came up with this theory, because this stems from me wondering, why is the South China Sea so intense for us? In other words, like if China wants to build islands off of China, that's here nor there for us. Why would we have so much interest? Okay, because
it's a very simple answer.
They could get themselves in striking distance of us.
Not just
fuel
that.
depots, airstrips.
Not just that. South China Sea is international waters, and it's a passage for other ships and containers, and it's not just China. It's international waters.
Yeah.
And it might be the South China Sea, but it's international waters. And international means everyone can use it. It doesn't mean you can build islands in the middle of that shit and interrupt everybody's passage through there.
But it's international waters. That doesn't.
Right.
That means you can't.
Nobody can build in international waters.
No,
it belongs to the whole world.
Nothing says that.
Yeah, it does specifically.
Does it?
Yeah,
I've never heard that rule in maritime
they're
law.
claiming that shit. You can't just build shit and claim a section of international waters.
Huh? I didn't know that. I figured China.
And you know what? That to me is just common sense.
But I figured it. My military thinking went into, because Mexico being in cohesive with Russia, China, like, this whole thing confuses me because nobody's really friends in this scenario. Because Russia, China, UN, Russia Security Council, UN Security Council. But, dude, if Mexico, this is so cliche, I'm going to say it anyway. With Mexico joining BRICS, dude, the story the pilot gave on Red Dawn looks so much like more likely every time. Mexico just opened up the gate and let them on in. I saw the Clintons came back up in the Durham report.
Really? That doesn't surprise me.
No, they came up a lot this week. A lot in the Durham report. There was a guy I was listening to, it was covering the Durham report. Well, I mean, he dug into them a lot more than you think he did, because it was about Crossfire Hurricane. What are you looking at? A world map?
Yeah.
What are we looking at?
I just want to see what you're just talking about. Because I'm pretty sure I won't let me zoom in.
Here, dude. Check this out.
Oh, it's not gonna let me zoom in on it.
Look over here. Oh. No.
Yeah, it's not gonna let me really look at it, but
All right, here we go. Look over here. Well, hell, it doesn't even go over to South China Sea.
yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So you got South China Sea right here. This is the South China Sea. Over in this area. Or over in this area.
Yeah. Yeah, it's in South. It's in, like, it's down there by Vietnam and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's near China, but it's near other countries too. It's been deemed international waters.
Right.
And that's the dispute, because the South China Sea is very rich in fisheries and oil, probably. And now China's just claiming that shit as their own.
China also is all about the whaling industry, though.
And with, with the fucking, the way the United States is so-called the world's police, anytime they feel like they're being left out of something, they'll just complain about it.
Right. Right.
But yeah, so
well, we do very much world police.
we are, and that's a problem.
It's been a problem for years, though.
And that's the reason why. That's the reason why Rand Paul almost beat Papa Bush. That's still the reason why you can never win the presidency as an independent, because of Rand Paul. Rand Paul did not want to be the world police anymore. And he damn near beat George Bush, Papa Bush, back in early 90s or mid 90s or whenever it was. Hell yeah. Rand Paul ran for president and damn near beat George Bush.
Oh, I know.
As an independent.
Yeah.
And then the very next Congress, the very following year, made a law that says you can't win the presidency as an independent. You have to have the backing of the RNC or the DNC.
And I feel like that's bullshit.
Fuck yeah, it is. Complete bullshit. Complete bullshit.
Like, that should not be like... If I want to... And look, man...
Which is why Bernie Sanders can never get nominated by the Democratic Convention. He's not a Democrat. He's a fucking socialist.
Yeah,
he has to run as an independent. Yeah, because he can't align himself with the Democratic Party.
I do not want a socialist president.
Neither.
But he's won 2 elections. And I just always feel like that needs to be addressed. Like, anytime I talk to Democrats about, they're like, oh, the election wasn't rigged. I'm like, Bernie Sanders won 2 elections, and do you agree with that? Every time they're like, yeah, I agree with that. Okay, and neither time did he get to be the front runner. No. So were your elections rigged? Or was that just an honest fucking, like...
Listen, Bernie. You won.
We all know you won.
But you did.
Listen, you can't.
I'm sorry, it's just how it is.
Not going on today, Bernie. But I mean, look, we want a civil war, but on our terms, Bernie.
You are the weakest link. This motherfucker would have had us so far in debt.
You know what? Raise your hand if you would rather see Bernie Sanders fucking it up than Joe Biden right now.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Like, at least you knew it was Bernie Sanders fucking it up, and not some other guy, and you just wonder who it is.
At least Joe Biden fucking fucks it up slowly.
No, he don't.
Bernie would have come in there and issued 400 executive orders and let the court system work it out. Which one of these is legal and which one of these is not, dude?
right.
Free college, free houses, free cars, free. And the court system be backlogged for 4 years.
But I bet he would have told Ukraine to piss off.
Right. Probably.
Y'all don't need our money.
I don't even know how they get elected like that shit. But hey, it is what it is.
Well, I figured it out. See, they make false smear campaigns, which there's nothing illegal about that. I think false smear campaigns should be illegal. I think there's a lot of campaign laws that need looked at. A lot. Like, look, I feel defamation of character is a crime, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's never defamation of character. They never verbally assault one another.
Right.
It's always the policies or where they stand or if they missed this vote or if they were absent for this vote or that, how they perform in Congress.
I feel like going out of your way to falsely accuse somebody of being a Russian Asian is pretty like
Oh, 100%.
defamation of character. There's been a lot of crimes
100%.
that are defamation of character. If you make a claim about,
Yeah, I mean, dude.
about someone during...
They smeared fucking Trump for 4 years and none of it was true.
None of it. None of it. I do not want to golden calf Trump. I do not. But the man's been right more often than he's been wrong. He really has.
And,
Like he's nailed a lot of issues to the wall. What do you think about DeSantis running?
I mean, the thing about DeSantis is a Republican's Republican. Like, DeSantis is going to get all those Republicans that voted Democrat because they hated Trump. DeSantis is Reagan's Republican. You know what I mean? He is really conservative, but he's very fiscally smart, and he's all about the numbers. I think DeSantis will be a good president. I just don't think now is his time.
I think
2028 is going to be the year that he gets it. Like he should run in 2028.
I feel like we may be possibly, like, and I'm not pinning this on DeSantis running. I'm not pinning this. I'm pinning this on events like, again, last week there was the U-Haul truck event. Even liberals were like, you're telling me some guy had an empty U-Haul truck with nothing but a Nazi flag in it and tried to run through the White House gate in it. And that was a white supremacy attack. And he was from India. No. Then there was like the white supremacist march in D.C. the other day. All of them in polo shirts and khaki pants. Somebody got a video, and it literally had he literally had like a government instruction book on crowd control. Like, and they're like, feds. And then there was the white supremacist group or militia group that they've been showing that keeps popping up everywhere. And they literally showed them like gathering in the subway with cops around them and talking. And one of them had like an FBI fucking logbook with them.
Wow.
So even the lefties are like, feds.
Right.
So, like, I really, really feel like we're looking at, like, they're scared. They're scared and they're slipping. The pressure's on them, and they're fucking up. And people are watching them by more and more numbers. More and more people are starting to be like, what's behind that curtain? What have you been telling me about? I've had at least one friend be like, all right, sit down and tell me the shit you've been telling me for years again, because I think I see it. So, like, more and more, I feel like we are seeing, and I dragged that out long enough, the death of the establishment. And I feel like Ron DeSantis is the establishment-friendly Republican offer next to Trump. And I feel like nah.
That's what it is. He's
the
anti-Trump Republican.
This is the death of the establishment. People are angry at this situation. And as much as the news isn't reflecting it, the voice of the people are. If you watch the comment section on your Facebook when, like, anything governmental's going on, you know, like, again, and I'm not going to say this is a difference between one party or the other, but you've got people who are saying very specific things about very specific topics, and they have an actual issue on their mind when it comes to the conversation at hand, versus people who are just like, Biden's the greatest president ever. Vote Democrat.
Right.
Vote blue, vote blue, vote blue.
But there's also the realization that these politicians that make the laws, they don't live under those laws.
No, they don't.
The government that runs us, that makes our laws, they live in a bubble that's protected. They don't live in the same world as we do, which is why I'm 100%. I hope we get control of Senate in 2024. No matter who's president, if we can get the control of state, keep control of the House, and get control of the Senate, I really do think that you're going to see some term limits come into play. And dude, if you want my honest opinion, if Social Security will pay me as an average citizen, will pay me the day I turn 65 for retirement, that should be the fucking day your public service is over with. Fucking done. 65, you're done, buddy, because you know what? You know what now happens? You're retired from Congress. And now the last 20 years of your life, you get to live under the laws you passed.
Right.
Because it's kind of ridiculous how the politicians make all these rules and laws, but they don't have to live by those same rules and laws, because the day you get elected to Congress, whether you have a bachelor's degree or you just graduated high school, the day you get elected to Congress is $170,000 a year.
Right.
That's 3 times our national average.
Right.
Maybe 2 times. I think our national average is like $55,000. So you're automatically making 3 times what the average American citizen is making. Automatically.
So how do you relate to
How do you relate to the average citizen?
Right.
How do you pay all your bills and have $74 left in your bank account for the next 14 days?
Right.
Like, have you, you know what I'm saying?
How do you live off? What was it a guy told me the other day? He got $80 a month for food stamps. What the?
For no reason. But that's going to change with this new law, with this new debt limit that pass it. They've increased work requirements and all kinds of shit.
Well, no. He's in a wheelchair.
Oh, well, you didn't say that.
Yeah, no. He gets $80 a month to eat. I'm like.
Yeah, but what they're not telling you there is apparently his Social Security payment is fat. Because if you're getting bare minimum Social Security, you're going to get way more than that food stamps.
The thing is like where he's like, man, where I have to go through these particular treatments. He says I need to eat fresh fruits, fresh foods. You know, I can't eat junk. You know, he can't eat, bananas. He can't eat, there's just things he can't eat, but he has to eat particular. He's like, I can't afford to eat the diet that my doctor says I'm supposed to eat on the money I'm allotted per month. I'm like, damn. Like, that's a catch-22. There's a lot of things that need repaired in our government.
For sure, there definitely is, but there's some pieces missing there. You know what I mean?
Because, yeah. There's always 2 sides to it. There's 3.
More than likely, that dude's making $2,500, $3,000 a month. There's a reason why he's only getting 80, because it's all based on your income.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you have zero income and you're pregnant, you're automatically getting like $250, $300 a month.
Wow. EMS, Nova Scotia. Central, multiple regions in Nova Scotia County. At least 10 homes on fire.
Oh, shit. Nova Scotia, what is that, Canada?
Plains area due for a fast-moving wildfire. Oh, shit. Woo. That's my scanner. Oh, I get, when shootings happen, I get, like, a beep on my phone, and it'll say, like, you know, Mayport, Florida, blah, 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 EMS, blah, 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 and then it'll say active shooter or car fire or, you know, whatever. And I'll be driving and just get, scanner goes off. The other day it went off, there was a manhunt in Charleston.
One on YouTube. Oh, yeah. I watched one on YouTube this morning. Of course, it was, you know, heavily blurred out, but 2 cops in Florida. This is like, or South Carolina, I mean. This was just 2 weeks ago, May 7th. They showed the video, and the guy gets out of the car with a gun. The 2 deputies, like, scramble around to the other side of the car. Well, as they're going around the car, one deputy gets shot in the knee. The other deputy is laying on his back and just dumping rounds. Just dumping rounds at this dude. The other deputy that got shot in the knee, he hops on his one good leg, hops around the fucking car. This deputy's shooting at the guy. So the guy's shooting back at this deputy. He doesn't see the other deputy hopping on one leg come up behind him and just go, boom, 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 right in his face. I bet you he pumped 4 shots in that dude's face. Dude, like the blur spot was big. This dude was leaking fluids for sure. Like he was hopping on one leg around the car and just shot him in the face. Like it was like.
Have you seen the cop that jumped out the car with the AR? Like you can hear the firefight going on down the road, and he goes. You can hear him whistling.
No way. I didn't see that one.
Yeah. Hang on. Officer takes down gunman with 1 shot. Oh, come on. Yeah, that's it. He made 10 minutes out of it, though. Yeah, he's like whistling. What does it say here? Yeah, 183 yard. Officer takes down suspect at 183 yards with 1 shot. This is some of the best footage ever. Here we go. Hang on. Oh, it won't pull up.
The graduation.
What started off as a routine call quickly escalated to a deadly shootout in South Tacoma in August. Officers responded to a domestic violence call on South Monroe Street after a man called 911 and reported a relative of his assaulted him. Ring camera video released by the Pierce County Force Investigation Team shows Peter Collins yelling at someone before cutting to body cam footage from an officer instructing Collins not to go into a car. Soon after, the shooting starts. The video cuts to another scene where shots are heard while the officer says Collins has a long gun over his radio.
He has a long gun. Get units here.
Investigators say Collins left the area with 2 semi-automatic rifles, 2 handguns, and a large amount of ammunition. The video then shows another officer driving to Collins' location and pulling a rifle out of his trunk. After multiple shots are heard, the officer fires once in return.
See.
316, shot fired, suspects down.
Sergeant Darren Moss of the Pierce County Sheriff's Department.
I gotta find the other footage though, because no, he's whistling.
Domestic violence.
He stops that car. He's like,
A space where you've never been.
It's like I've been training for this day.
yeah, he's so calm about it.
I mean, 180 yards. I couldn't even the body cam. I couldn't even see anything. He just shot.
Here, watch how calm he is.
Are those shots coming from the out? I don't know. X-ray 316, shot fired, suspects.
Bravo. although 180 yards is trained. We shot a lot of those targets when I was in the military.
Yeah,
We shot a lot of the 50 to 100 range too, but that 100 to 200 range, and there was even some 250, 300 yard shots we had to make.
yeah.
So, I mean, like,
Yeah.
180 yards, you probably done a lot of rounds
if you're a
that
veteran,
range.
if you're a veteran,
Yeah.
if you're a military veteran,
And even as a cop, you have to certify on every weapon every year. So he's put some rounds down range, bro.
I'm interested to know what their training ranges are as police officers. Though,
I mean,
probably depends on where you are.
I would say it's
I would assume
the
West
State Police
Virginia.
Academy is your #1 place to certify. They have,
Yeah,
and they even have reach houses and all kinds of shit to train on, but I really don't know where they train at. I know that any gun range you go to, any public gun range you go to, doesn't stand a fucking chance to any FOP range I've ever been to. The FOP ranges are like fucking plush and clean and
I would love to go to the one
not muddy and like, the place is patrolled. It's like people clean up their own messes, and dude, I hate the public ranges.
I would love to have. I'd like to just have my own range, just an area where I can have my just go shoot.
Yep. Dude, I'm telling you, if I had like 15 acres of land out somewhere like this, out in the woods, far away from people, dude, that's exactly what
My problem
I
is
would
like there's
create
nowhere
some type
safe, nowhere safe with a backdrop. I would love to have permission to just use this holler back here, but on the other side of that holler is North Grapevine, and you can't be raining lead over that line. You can't afford for one bullet to go over that hillside.
You have to have the right piece of property.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
needs to be some fields, and you need to be at the end of the holler, or whatever,
Right.
to where you can create that type of backdrop. But dude, you know about the place in Kentucky, right? Let's see if I can remember the name of that shit.
Bought some fishing poles this week. I went to Ollie's.
Oh yeah,
Dude. Yeah, like,
yeah, I like Ollie.
we're talking like $18
dude. I went.
for an open face.
I went and bought because the way we had planned it is, my tent and Abigail's tent are kind of going to be face to face, and we're going to have a canopy covering both entrances to our tents and our heads. This is how we want it to work. Well, I'm going to go to Ollie's, so they got them on sale going on this week. The big fucking area rug that's outdoor carpet to go in between the two tents under that canopy.
Right. So who are you got coming?
Me, Abigail, and her friend Riley.
Okay. Cool. Then I'll have me, Jonesy, Kaylee, Reagan, and her friend. That works. Good times.
Yep.
Good
Yep, and
times.
I'll be there. My goal is to get there 10ish.
Saturday ain't nothing but building for me.
Yeah, Sunday morning, 10ish. I'm trying to get there. That's the way it's going to be for me. Sunday when I get there, we're just getting everything set up. You know, I'm going to put my boat in the water and then drive it around to where our campsite is and pull it up on the shore. You know, because once my boat's out of the water, I can disconnect my trailer and,
Right.
you know what I mean? Dude, if we have to
We
run
can
out.
park our
Walmart-
trailers. You can just park our trailers, both of them, over by the shop,
Oh, perfect.
and they don't even have to be in the campsite.
Yeah,
They're
perfect.
gone.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, once I get my boat in the water, then I'll put my trailer, unhook my trailer, and put it over there.
Cool.
And the best thing about Gerald Freeman, man, if you really need something, Walmart's like 15 minutes away.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
It's not really that bad.
Not at all.
You're in the country, you're out there, but if you need something,
You need
it's
something.
close.
Besides, you want to go stay at the Days Inn, you can be there in 15
Oh,
minutes.
dude, we yep.
Actually, I had somebody recommend to me the little campground behind the Days Inn. They were like, it's a sweet little campground.
It's not bad, but
No.
it's RV-ish.
Yeah,
It's a lot of paved spots and gravel, and
right.
it's cool though. I've driven through there.
Is it connected to the lake?
There is a small lake, but it's not.
Oh,
the
it's
lake.
not Sutton Lake.
No, it's like a personal pond or something.
Oh,
like that.
okay.
No, it's too far away. It's right there off the exit.
Cool. I'm excited. I'm excited to get camping.
Yep. I'm going to Sam's Club tomorrow to get a few odds and ends, and then I'm going through my shit.
Joni has requested Cornish hens.
That is something that, like, in my opinion, that is something like you're gonna be there Saturday,
Yeah.
like Monday or Tuesday, maybe Monday. We run into Walmart and pick up and just bring right back to the campsite and cook. That's not something we should try to keep in ice for a couple days. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I know Sam's Club has them in the freezer,
Oh, well,
but yeah, but still keeping them for that long is
Yeah.
going to be
a challenge.
yeah.
We can run out to Walmart and pick that up.
Yeah.
'Cause we're gonna have to go out maybe for a bag of ice, or
I guarantee.
because they closed that little camp store. It's been closed for a couple years now.
I know.
That's money right there. God, that's so much
I
money.
know. Can I get an RV?
Dude, I would have fucking firewood stacked up out there.
I'd stay there.
Fuck yeah, there's an apartment upstairs. If I
Is there?
own that- yeah. Or it's in the back. Maybe it's in
I
the back.
thought
I don't know, but
everybody
it's-
just stayed in their RVs. I thought everybody just stayed in an RV outside, like that one lady that was working it a couple years
thought-
ago had an RV. There might be.
I thought there was an apartment upstairs. Because that place has got money written all over it. Especially from May to fucking August, October, when camping.
Yeah.
You know, during the wintertime, you close that bitch. Because the campground's closed during the winter.
Right.
But summertime, shit, dude, you can make some money.
Right. I don't know. I think you could sell if you tried. You could sell winter camping more than they do.
Yeah. You could. But
You could.
winter camping's not really... I'm not going to get any service on this shit. Anyway, dude, there's a fucking firing range in Kentucky that allows anything and everything. Grenade launchers. If you have a cannon, you can bring it and shoot it. Flamethrowers. They have specific days of the week where they're closed during the day, and then you come out at night and just fire tracer rounds into the fucking mountainside.
Nice.
And it's like, dude, it's anything. You got a 50 caliber belt fed fucking machine, bring that bitch. You got a flamethrower,
You
bring
see
it.
the place in Orlando that's
Right.
that you can go in and you rent the guns?
Oh no.
Oh yeah, what's
I
that
haven't seen
place
that.
called?
I don't have any service. I can't look up anything right now, but
Oh my. Hang on.
yeah, you can rent any gun
Yeah,
any in the world or whatever.
hang on.
Or maybe not in the world.
What's the place in Florida where you can rent the guns at the range? No, none of them is that. Where's that place where you can rent fully automatics to shoot? Lock and Load in
According
Miami.
to lockandloadmiami.com, located in Miami's Wynwood district, Lock and Load is where locals and tourists can experience the adrenaline rush of fully automatic firearms in a safe and...
Dude, look that fucking firing range up in Kentucky. That shit is bad. There's video of it.
Firing range in Kentucky. Knob Creek, Randy's Range.
It might be Knob Creek. See if there's video or yeah, it might be on the website.
Only outside shooting range. Kentucky's only outside shooting range?
That shit, the night fire. That shit is about. There's a video of that shit where they dump 50,000 rounds at night. There's like 40 people with guns, and they dump 50,000 rounds into the fucking. Like, what the fuck, dude? It's like the ultimate Second Amendment shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's close. It's close, bro. Like, hell yeah. If you got good enough service, see if there's a video. There's a video on YouTube. You can look up Knob Creek firing range, like nighttime firing and shit like that. Oh, dude, it's so impressive. I had my fucking skin bump, like goosebumps. Just watching the video.
Let's look at it. Hang on.
It was cool, man. Definitely cool.
I want to go to that place in Vegas with the full combat, with the full contact paint shooting. Not paintballs, but like chalk rounds, live ammo.
Huh.
Hang on.
See, there's always cool shit that we could do around here that they do out west. Like, dude, if we had a warehouse, man, airsoft, we could make our own airsoft range. Like, that shit's big out west.
Tell me this doesn't look like the ultimate sport for Justin.
Hell yeah. See, that's the kind of shit we need here. Wait, we've already seen this. It's hand-to-hand combat with guns. If you get close enough, you got to beat each other up. Yeah, I've seen this shit. I think we looked at this, like maybe before we even started that video. Hell yeah, hand-to-hand combat if you get close enough. But dude, you can look up airsoft ranges and out west. They got them out like for real shit, like indoor paintball. There's a market for shit like that.
Yeah.
It's West Virginia. People need shit to do in the wintertime.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? If you just give them a bonfire, like if you just be responsible enough to like have like a place for people to get warm.
Dude, we used to do that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like, we would light a bonfire at the top of the hill and sleigh ride for hours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you got too cold, go stand by the fire. And just keep going. We wouldn't go home for hours.
Right.
But, you know, like...
These kids today, though.
Have you heard about them looking for property for the Jellystone Park? Did you hear about that? They're trying to find property for a Jellystone Park. Jellystone's, like, known for its basically like a water park.
Right.
But they have camping, they have kayaking. They're usually connected to some type of water source where you can have access to fishing. And
they're like a Good Sam Park or a KOA or
yeah, kind of like that. But
okay,
way better.
Yeah,
like they're known, like most widely known for their fucking ramps. You climb to the top of the structure and it's this big slide and it launches you into this big pool. You know, you've seen them on YouTube all the time. Yeah, that's what they're most known for. Oh, like people do like freestyle, get launched into the air and you do the best pose before you splash into the water, and you know what I mean, that's what they're most known for. But they have big splash pads and like you can look it up if you want.
Oh, will.
It's pretty cool. But they're trying to find property to build one. They had property, but they found protected wetlands on it. That was in Mason County. Oh. They found protected wetlands, so that deal didn't go through. So now they're looking for property now. It'd be cool if they build that. They said it will bring up to $50,000 a day from May to September, basically.
Wow.
And then, you still have some RV campers into the fall, less tent campers into the fall, but, you could have RV campers all the way into the fall. And, I mean, it sounds like it'd be a profitable thing if you had 30 acres of land somewhere close to a water source. Dude, that'd be great.
I'd like to get with like Bill Boggess, because that's who owns most of Newhouse Ridge, and try to start a business. Like, just lease the land off of him and start a large airsoft business. A large one. And I mean, like, I mean it's a BYOB, bring your own shit, bring all your own gear. As it grows, I'm sure we could have vendors start popping up.
Dude, we played the perfect paintball range. It was right up there on that ridge, bro. That shit was so much fucking
For 10 people.
And it was small. We didn't need to expand that area.
And that's why nobody wanted to play paintball with us.
Fire.
Because right here is where we were used to getting shot. Nobody in Scary Creek wanted anything to do with us. When I went down to North Carolina and went to them big games, they ran from me. Because
Let's go. I'm used to get shot.
Literally, it was like John Wick. Some dude comes around the corner and I'm like, I come running through a shipping container and step out, and I hear, boom, and I step back in, and the ball goes, and I heard the guy go, what? I got like, nobody wants to play with us because we're so used to this confined area.
That paintball course was sick, though, because it had the fucking ridge and it had the flat.
You could slide down between the rocks.
That shit was fire.
That was the best. Yeah, it was a great paintball field.
It was, dude.
I still like going up there.
I remember that one match we was in. I think it was maybe it was John Paul or something like. Was that his name?
Paul David.
Paul David. He was up on top of the cliff, and I was up against the mountainside. He couldn't see me. He was coming down, and as he was coming down, I shot him right in the butt because he was coming down. That shit was so funny. I had a paintball right on his ass crack. Like,
I was down there in North Carolina, and I'm inside a shit. They got shipping containers everywhere,
right?
And this one's got windows cut out. No, it's a wooden building with windows, and you can just see them coming through the woods. And my A5 is on point, and I'm just one guy after another, just taking them down. And this kid over here is like, dude, you're a fucking beast, man. He's literally just watching like I'm sitting a dozen guys walking.
But dude, tell me it wouldn't be cool just to get they're all over the place if you start looking for them.
Yeah.
Just abandoned warehouses where you could literally buy them or lease them and turn it into the greatest indoor airsoft range ever.
I bet you could buy that Russian property up there by Shillian, cheap as fuck.
I don't know what you're talking
There's
about.
a coal company up there right on the river. It's right on the river.
It used to be Eagle.
Yeah, it was some Russian company bought it out and then disappeared. I bet you if you found out who that company was and just wrote them an email and be like, look, you ain't doing shit with it. I want to build an airsoft field. I have it. Biden gets money from China. Why can't I get property from Russia?
Just, can I have it? Yes, my friend, you can have it.
I'll have the machine.
Oh shit, dude! I can't wait for that movie to come. I hope it comes out soon because
I told you I went to see him, didn't I?
yeah, this past time.
Yeah,
Because I went the time before last.
yeah, he did it too. Like he did the whole like.
Yeah, dude. He did it when I went and seen him too. That shit was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that shit was.
God.
You know what?
Shade.
I gotta tell you, I'll say it again. I was sitting between three fucking liberals. Two liberals. But like John, you know, look, I can't fight with him anymore. He's Army. And I wanna fuck with him. I wanna talk all kinds of shit to him. But he keeps calling Navy people gay. But now the Navy literally has a trans guy doing the recruiting commercial. So I really got
Nothing.
no defense. I'm like, you win.
Touche.
But, like, you know, I'm sitting next to him, and then on this side of me is like Mr. Tight Jeans with the colorful button-up shirt and the dock shoes and no socks. You know, like, yeah, he's a step away from being Ellen. Like, and I'm like, in between them, and like, you know, like, I was like, oh God. Like, this whole act is just going to be like, I wonder how many times they'll, like, bring up some political shit that I'm just going to be like, that's just not how it works, you know, but no. Great comedy show, man.
Great show.
It really was. The dude, the second guy that performed was from West Virginia.
Yeah. Yeah, there was 3 guys that night.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he said
He's pretty good too.
He said in West Virginia, he said in Colorado, he said, I live in Colorado, but I grew up in West Virginia. And he said in Colorado, man, he was like, bicycles are a status symbol. He said, people will pay $100,000 for a bicycle. Bicycles mean I care about the environment. Bicycles are if you don't have a bicycle, you're garbage. He was like, in West Virginia, it means you got a DUI.
Yeah. Yes, I did.
I was
There
like,
you go.
what have it?
Damn. Got him. Got him.
You know what, though, I think we do need? I drive around all the time. And I want to go on a, real quick, because we're about to shut down, I'm sure. I want to go on a liberal rant. Yeah, I'm going to do it. We need more, like, I go over to the hospital all the time, and there's this old man, I see him all the time. He's bringing his wife over there. And he's got this crappy little remake of a 1920s horseless carriage with this little motor on it. And I've been behind him, and it does about 35, 40 miles an hour. You know, you go look overseas, you see mopeds. You know, you see, look, if you live in the city, and all you do is drive back and forth to work, you can have your excursion. Park it in the garage, but there should be a company making fucking affordable, like highly affordable, but comfortable. And by comfortable, I don't mean bells and whistles. I just mean comfortable, bearable to drive, handles decent. Cars for everyday transit. For everyday transit. Not for just for basic, let's say, sustainable transit.
Well, let me throw in a wrench. That's not so much of a liberal rant per se. I get that it's the environmental side. That's why you call it the liberal rant. But it makes perfect sense. And dude, I've been looking at it because I'm getting ready to start this new job at the local mall.
Motorcycles shouldn't be a status symbol. They should be encouraged.
I'm like maybe 2 miles from this new job I'm going to take.
Right.
So, dude, there's no sense in me taking my car and park $2 to park every day. I'm really looking at these electric bikes. You know what I mean? It's 2 miles. Dude, you can get a good electric bike for like $600.
Right.
You know what I mean? And hell, I got decent credit. I could probably finance that for $50 a month or something if I wanted to.
Right.
You know what I mean? But number one, it'll put way less miles on my car. And during the summertime, when the weather's nice, there's no reason why I should drive my car if I can just
Right.
take my electric bike, scoot on down there.
I mean, hell, and if you're working downtown, then by the time you park your car and walk to your job, you're going to be in the rain anyway.
Yeah.
So,
So I can just take my little fucking electric bike and drive it right up, take the elevator right upstairs to my fucking, to the store that I'm going to work at and park it in the back.
right.
You know what I mean?
Easy day.
So, I mean, dude, it'll pay for itself and just less gas and less mileage on my car. And
See, I wasn't even going to go as far as electric bikes. Like, I was just thinking.
dude, they go 25 mile an hour now.
Small engine motorcycles. And I
Yeah.
don't even mean small engine. You know what?
That's why Vespas were so popular, man, because they would go 35, 40 mile an hour, and that's pretty fucking fast
Big
on a little
engine
scooter.
motorcycles. If everybody was riding around on an 800cc bike, we'd still have a lot less carbon emission than we do
Yeah,
riding around in excursions.
Not really. You know that
Yeah, maybe not.
the average person doesn't know this, and I didn't know this until I heard it. Did you know that there are more carbon emissions created from one wildfire
Oh, yeah.
than there is from all the exhaust in the fucking world?
Oh, yeah.
Like, when you burn that many trees, you just fucking polluted the whole environment, bro. Like,
Yeah, well, there was a guy who did a study that said that he had like a patch of trees, and I can't remember where it was, but it was a forest. You know, it wasn't a small patch of trees; it was a forest. But he figured out that this forest area cleans and I know the number was like 8 billion tons of carbon dioxide from the air
yeah,
every day.
I seen the same.
And it's like, and like, they're like, humanity is only.
And then it showed a graphic next to it, like what countries produce every year in billions of tons. Yeah. And it was way more. Like the trees cleaned way more. Like he literally, like I don't know if I could find the same guy now,
Because
like I don't know if he is
eat carbon dioxide.
right, and I don't know if he is educated or if he, if any of his claims can be backed up by science. So but it was very interesting because he just debunked climate change all to shit. If any of that's half true,
Dare you?
if any of that's true, like all this shit's fake.
Dude, we got the best stream tonight we have had in a long time.
That's
shit.
good.
Yeah.
That's good because that's what we need.
Yeah.
We need to stop being so
We need.
glitchy.
So, next week we'll be camping.
Yeah, we'll be doing a couple shorts, and we won't be able to post anything because we're going to be in the woods.
It's all right, we'll post
Unless we go back to Walmart and post shit.
I don't know if I want to bring my laptop. It's going to be hot.
I'm not bringing my laptop.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring my phone, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's about it. I'm going to go through here and transfer all my pictures and shit that are on here now over to my laptop, so I have plenty of storage on my phone. And then I'm even going to bring a flash drive that I can plug into my phone and get a little extra storage if I need to.
Right.
So we'll have plenty of. I don't know if we'll be able to post anything next week, but
That's all right.
But as soon as we get back into town Thursday, then we'll upload.
I'm
everything.
excited to get out and camp.
I am too, man, because I really need to get the fuck out of here for a little couple days.
Right.
You know what I mean? And when I don't mean just go on vacation, it's going to be great to unplug. Like, our phones literally won't work out there. You know what I mean? I had AT&T service on my phone and Verizon on my work phone, and Gerald Freeman has 0 bars. There's nothing. So,
I got really bad news.
do they got Wi-Fi down there now?
No. I bought a cell phone amplifier. Put it up on a post.
But you know what? You can amplify 0 and probably...
No, because there is signal there. If you go up to the
it really?
old rusty You know, in the first loop there by the first boat ramp,
Yeah.
the old rusty playground on the hill.
Yeah.
If you go up there and walk around, you'll get your text messages and you can get one out.
Huh.
You can call. You might have a conversation, but
It'll be like,
yeah, but I believe we have enough technology. We have the technology to at least get text messages in and out on one bar.
I believe that
So-
I don't have any reason. I've told everybody to
I'm
not
paranoid.
leaving.
I'm paranoid. My first year.
Yeah, you told me every time you go out here, something happens.
Yeah. So like I just yeah. So I just want to be able to get an emergency text.
Hell yeah. Understandable.
Yeah.
But
I won't answer them unless it's from one or two people.
yeah, I mean, I plan on just not taking my phone. It'll probably stay at the campsite most of the time unless we're recording some video or something. I'll
Right.
have it with me when I'm on the water.
We
most
got to
of the
do
time.
some. We got to do some cooking shows.
Yeah, campground cooking
Oh yeah.
for sure.
Hell yeah. Be
We're
good.
gonna do quite a few videos, and could post quite a few shorts. But I'm sure at the same time it's gonna be nice to rest our minds from all the news and all the politics and all the bullshit for a little bit.
Right.
Nice,
Right.
nice.
Right. Right. It'll be nice to be able to relax.
Yep.
Not have it as an option.
It'd be nice to go out at 9 o'clock and go do some catfishing instead of sitting behind a computer.
Right. What are the kids going to do when they can't just scroll their phones the whole time?
Abigail will be fine after the first day, I think.
Reagan's really kind of nervous about meeting her. It's kind of cute. Like, I mean, y'all will either hit it right off or you'll fight and then you'll hit it off. Either way.
No, Abigail don't fight.
I know.
She
Reagan don't
yeah.
either. She's the sweetest girl on the planet.
Abigail too. They'll be fine.
Yeah.
And Riley is just a fucking country girl. She lives out in fucking Clendenin.
No, then she'll get
You
along
know
with
what I
her
mean?
too.
So
Reagan's surprisingly country.
they're fine. They'll be just fine, I'm sure.
Yeah.
As long as we keep the snacks readily available. I think it's okay. Teenagers are easy if you just keep the snacks around.
Food. Yeah.
As soon as they start running off at the mouth, you just stick a little Debbie in there, and it's surprisingly quiet.
It's true.
Back when I was a kid, I was told to shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up, man. Nobody want to hear that bullshit. Now it's just like oatmeal cream pie. I got a fudge round in the chamber. Don't make me open the second one because you're still talking.
The worst when they're 42.
Yeah, it does. It sure does. It sure does. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. I can't wait.
I can't either. I'm excited to get the canoe out in the water.
Yep.
Highly. Then yeah, I'm hoping maybe we'll catch enough fish to fry some.
Yeah. I mean, we can adjust our strategies and definitely go get some crappie. Crappie's really good panfish. Like it fries really well. Bass shit. If we have the proper tools and we catch catfish, we can slice up the belly and deep fry it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, man, no, if I can still do it, we ain't even got to gut the catfish. I can cut the fillets right off the back.
Yeah, so I don't mind eating the fish, and Abigail will eat it. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely going to bring a lot of the staples that'll get us through the whole week. Pancake mix. That's like you're gonna bring
that's the kind of stuff we
you're gonna
bring
bring
too.
that flat top. You know what I mean? That's the kind of shit that you need. Just the shit that we could throw together real quick. Even breakfast for dinner one night. I'm saying you can throw that shit together quick.
Right. Right.
I'll bring some bacon and sausage.
I got to get that thing. I got to get the trailer this week. I ordered trailer lights. for my neighbor's trailer. So I'm buying him trailer lights so I can use his trailer and it'll have lights.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a good trade.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll have that. I'll have that to haul everything in. We just changed the oil in the Jeep, put new tires on it. So, it's ready to go. Raring to go.
Yeah, my trailer's all ready to go. Car's as ready as it's going to be.
I'm going to start staging
I'm going
shit
through
tomorrow.
my shit. Yeah, I'm going through all my shit tomorrow. I've got one Tupperware, one big ass Tupperware that's got all kinds of kitchen utensils, like spoons and forks and paper plates and you know what I mean. I bring my own toilet paper and just shit like that. That it's got to go through and make sure that I still have it.
Joni got me a light fan, a fan with a light with a fan in it for inside the tent.
Yeah.
And I was like, this ain't going to be nothing. And I hit
looked
that
at the
button and
weather.
turned it
There's
on.
like a 30% chance of rain every day we're going to be there. And overnight lows are going to be mid to low 50s every night. It looks like it's going to be perfect. There's going to be small chance of rain every day that we're going to have to deal with. But looks like 30%. So it might not rain, but and it might miss us completely.
Right.
But you never know.
Right.
So I think it's going to be a perfect week, dude.
Good stuff.
Mid to low 50s at night. I sleep like a rock.
Especially on that air mattress.
And I got some goodies for the adults. Ooh, it's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah. I got some edibles from out of town.
I got some edibles too. I got 4 50 milligram chunks, gummies.
Wow.
And then I got a 100 milligram drink. It's good as shit. I had one earlier. Like, it's cherry limeade. I got the same one this time. Yeah, it's fucking delicious.
Is it?
Yeah, dude, and it's hard to stop drinking at half. If you drink that whole bottle, you're gonna be fucked. 100 milligrams is a lot of fucking THC, dude. Like, you're gonna be like, and it tastes so good, you kind of forget to stop. You're like, oh shit. Like,
You see the guy on TikTok? White people. Why you make your head so strong? What are you running from?
hell yeah. Yeah, so I'm bringing my edibles, I'm bringing that drink. Got a few other party favors I told you about already.
Oh, my.
Thinking about probably not, maybe not bringing any alcohol with me this time. You know what I mean? Just want to get my mind right, bro.
Yeah, man,
You know what I mean?
Man, I do not, in any manner, miss drinking. I've
I don't know if
never.
I'll ever get there because I do enjoy
And
it.
I mean,
but-
let's not bullshit. Like, let me say it openly. I miss cigarettes. Oh my God, I smell a cigarette sometime, and I just want to hump a wall.
They do. Dude, I'm 8 years clean on cigs, and they still smell good.
I miss good cocaine.
I can't say that. No, I don't miss that shit.
I do. I would never touch the stuff that goes around now. But the good stuff I used to get back in the day and the way that made me feel, I miss it. I don't
miss any of that.
I don't miss alcohol. I don't miss it ever. Well, I mean, I'm responsible enough I can never do it again. But I mean, it was a good time. But I don't miss alcohol. I don't miss hangovers. I don't miss, like, just, the hot feeling when you first start getting buzzed, and that hot buzz comes over you. I don't miss that. I don't miss the I had a shit day and I realized that I was just an asshole because I had too many drinks. Like, I don't miss anything about drinking. Nothing. Not a damn thing.
Yep. I still enjoy it from time to time. So there's still, there's still going to be a couple days here and there that I'm going to drink. But
I keep a bottle of tequila though. That's.
see, I thought about bringing something like that with me just to take a shot here and there. And
It's a joke my dad always kept. My dad used to have a bottle of real expensive whiskey by his door. And I was like, what's this whiskey for? And he's like, oh, case some shit ever happens. Like, you know, some shit really hits the fan. I was like, what are you gonna do with it? He said, give it to you. You get mean as fuck when you're drunk. So,
Like, in case of emergency, break glass. Open up.
oh shit. Are those Chinese planes?
Yeah, no.
We being invaded. Justin, drink this.
See, my doctor there's a reason I've kept my doctor for so long. My doctor's Jewish, cool dude, but he's truthful. He
Right,
doesn't bullshit.
right.
Just because you have some high blood pressure, he's not going to put you on pills. He's like, dude, you need to fix this. When you get to a certain age and you don't have this under control, we're going to have to put you on medication. But, you know, he tells you, like, flat out, like, there's nothing that you can change in your diet to lower blood pressure. I don't know many doctors that will tell you that.
Right.
You know, they'll tell you got to change all this shit. He's like, you just got to get your vitamins up. Your vitamin deficiency and D and all this other shit. So, dude, I pretty much decided that now is the time to get my health right. And I think that starts with not adding any more poisons to my body.
Right.
That's basically what alcohol is. So, you know, I'm still going to be a couple days here and there that I'm going to have a couple beers, you know what I mean? But overall, over the next couple months, my goal is to get it down to minimal. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Well, like I said, I've started taking all these different herbs and vitamins.
I take a lot of vitamins now. Dude, I got a handful now.
They
every
all
day.
work, man.
Yep.
And a lot of them will
Great.
tell you what a lot of people don't tell you is like, you know, like they'll tell you like, don't take this for more than like 30 days straight. Like it's not good for you. You'll overdo it. Like most vitamins, you just take them until you kind of get it up, and then it stays up. You maintain.
Yep.
But no, like saffron for ADHD. You're not supposed to take it for more than 90 days at a time or 60 days at a time. It's not good for you,
Right.
you know. So you take it for 60 days, and then I guess you give it 90, and then you can take it for...
Yeah, because it probably builds up in your system.
Yeah,
And it's like, just like anything, any medication they prescribe you, they're like, take it for 6 weeks. Because it takes that long for something to get built up in your system.
right.
You know what I mean? But dude, after, honestly, with the whole, you know, COVID thing and all this other nonsense, it's hard for me to fathom that I can trust anything that Big Pharma sells anymore.
No.
So the last thing I want to do is be on blood pressure medicine.
And doctors
So,
work for Big Pharma. They
I'm
don't,
gonna
like...
I'm gonna get
That's-
my weight under control and try to lower my blood pressure the right way, because
That's what gets me is I know when I go to the doctor, he's feeding me like you know, like you fed people a lot of bullshit through COVID. You know what I mean? Like you really,
yep.
I don't have any trust for the medical industry anymore. I really don't.
That's why I like my doctor. You know what I mean? My doctor's not trying to sell me pills. You know what I mean? Like I told him, you know, he sent me to a dermatologist to get my nose checked out, make sure there's nothing going on. But
Right?
other than that, dude, he was like, dude, if you can get your magnesium where it needs to be, and your potassium and your zinc, those three, and you'll never have high blood pressure problems. So that tells me right there that, you know, a lot of the people that he sees, he has a pretty successful practice. I don't want to put a number on it, but I'd say he has a couple hundred patients.
Right.
And, you know, he doesn't prescribe medications unless he needs to.
Right.
So I was thankful for him for that shit, for telling me, you know what I mean? Start taking these
I told-
vitamins and get your vitamin levels up.
I told Joni, like, I just don't feel like, you know, I was like, I just don't feel like a caveman anymore. You know what I mean? Like, my is just dwindling, you know? So I got to looking, and, like, I'm not going to take a testosterone booster.
No,
If
you
you
don't.
do that,
You
yeah.
have to do it for the rest of your life.
Yeah, so I'm not going to do that. But I got into, like, reading herbs, you know, what naturally causes your body to produce more. You know what I mean? What natural? So, like, I got some ashwagandha root and some fenugreek. And, dude, took about 15 days. And, yeah, I'm just like I'm
Yeah.
I'm ready to box the world
Dude,
again.
I bought a book, and I can't find it now, but it might be in storage. I bought a book like a couple years ago, and I read it and just didn't really think much of it, but it was a book of all of herbs and all kinds of shit that you can do that naturally.
You know what's really
There
good?
was a recipe in there. Do you remember working at Berry Hills? You remember that tea that Mo used to drink? It was like ginger and saffron, honey, garlic.
Yeah.
It was some kind of shit he would make every fucking day. That recipe is in this book. And it like literally prevents toxins from building up in your body. The combination of garlic and ginger, it's like an immune system booster. Like it literally reduces free radicals. And without going too scientifically into it, free radicals, which is like a bad thing, they attach to testosterone. And they rob your body of testosterone if your body's full of these toxins. And dude, you know, we all ingest chemicals daily that we shouldn't.
All kinds of them.
You know, I mean,
You know, I finally started
Whether
drinking
it's-
more water, though.
whether it's Wendy's or whether it's your Mountain Dew or whether it's my beer or whether, I mean, we all ingest poison on a daily fucking basis. You know, dude, if you could go 30 days drinking water, dude, your testosterone will probably shoot through the fucking roof.
I'm thinking about
You know what I
getting
mean?
into
But-
it. I'm thinking
Dude,
about...
it tastes so fucking good.
Rogan was talking about the intermittent fasting app.
Yeah, I do that shit almost daily. It's not hard. It's really not hard. You just got to make sure that your meals that you're eating are dense. You know what I mean? Like when you're like, I found a lot of success is my nighttime meal is all protein. I won't eat shit. Just one big fucking steak. Or 5 or 6 chicken drumsticks.
Shit, man, that sounds like my diet already. I
If you
don't eat
eat-
nothing all day long, and then I come home at night.
Well, here's the thing, like you don't want to, like I can pretty much walk you through it. I've done it. I lost 60 pounds from my dude's wedding, 2018 or so. I was down to 237 just by intermittent fasting, and if it was raining outside, I went to the gym and walked on the treadmill. But if it was nice outside, like in your profession, when you hit a dead zone, pull over at Laidley Field and walk around the track. You know what I mean? Just get your steps in. You get your steps in, you don't eat after 7 p.m., and then you don't eat again until 12 p.m. the next day. And that's a 17, 18-hour fast, and then you eat all of your calories from 12 p.m. till 7 p.m. And in that 7 hours, you want to try to keep your carbs low. If you want a cheeseburger, eat a cheeseburger, but take it off the bun. You know what I mean? If you want a hot dog, eat a hot dog. Just take it off the bun. You can eat whatever you want.
You eat a hot dog with everything and get it off the bun.
Right. You don't. So when you really want a hot dog, you add that bun in and enjoy those fucking carbs. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's definitely worked for me, and I'm getting ready to start back on it. You know, once I get my vitamins back up to where they need to be.
I want to I want to detoxify. Dude, I mean, like, I don't talk about it. I know we're always on politics, man, but I'm weird on this whole deep spiritual trying to open the pineal gland.
Look, dude, and this only happens with
Quiet in
age.
the corner.
So don't get it fucking twisted. This only happens with age. And I'm a few years ahead of you. So I've been there with when you start thinking like you really need to start taking care of yourself.
Right.
You know, at the end of the day, let's just hope we can all retire and die healthy and happy. But, well, I don't know that when I'm 55 or when I'm 60 years old, the shit's going to hit the fan. Do I think physical fitness is important? Right? Hell yeah, I do. I'm fat, but I still go to the gym 3 days a week and work out because I feel like mobility, like, you know, it helps. It helps me feel good. And I don't know that it has any physical like effects on me because I don't really lift heavy.
During the first Iraq War, when we first went into Iraq, there was a piece of propaganda. Now, before I say this, I'm going to say, yeah, I I know it turns out that most of the Iraq war shit was bullshit on our end, but blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, this doesn't turn any less true because you have...
he was mustard gassing his own people. So,
He was.
Yeah, it was. We made up some shit to get in there.
But, you know, I got to tell you, man, his speech in the World Court, you know, was convincing. I am Saddam Hussein. I am the president of Iraq. Who the fuck do you think you are? He did mustard gas his own people. But, you know, to be fair, we took him out of power, and you see what his own people did.
True.
It's like,
Took him out of power.
why are you
ISIS was
beating your
created.
kids? Well, because they're mean as fuck. We stopped beating your kids. Okay.
When Saddam Hussein got taken out, the power vacuum created ISIS. We all know that.
Well, no, ISIS, I believe that ISIS was already trying to be created.
You can't find it. I did look. You can't find it. You go back.
Do you think it's
You go back before. I don't know. I'm just saying. You go back before Saddam Hussein was murdered or hung, whatever, executed, whatever. While he was still in power, you can't find any mention of ISIS. Whether it's the history books that just choose. Maybe they just weren't formed as ISIS. Maybe they were just some tribal leaders that hated this, that. You know what I mean? I don't know. But you can't find any mention of ISIS before. What was that? 2007.
Yeah.
I don't know when they took him out of power, but
I believe ISIS was. I really feel like ISIS was a CIA operation.
it probably was.
Well, there was a guy being interviewed.
It's just like when
There was a guy being interviewed on a podcast a while back, and he said that ISIS was made up of more paid militants than it was soldiers. Like there were security groups involved. He said there was more than one occasion where they killed 7, 8 ISIS fighters and found Army Ranger tattoos. Like it was, very, everything we've done has been sketchy overseas.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot what I was even going into, but Iraq
definitely got off the
Iraq was an
We
example.
were on the health part, and we got on the Iraq war somehow.
Yeah.
So whatever point you were trying to make had something to do with health, because we were definitely off the war thing for a minute.
Took a wrong turn at Albuquerque.
That's all good. That's the beauty of this channel. We don't got to do
We
shit.
ain't gotta do shit.
Talk about whatever the fuck we want.
My grandkids are going to
Obviously,
this
except
one
you
day.
think. Yeah.
But no, I've been very much like, as I'm getting older, it's not so much, Oh yeah, okay, I remember where I was going. So, but throughout history, kids have been used in warfare. And I saw a poster one time, and it was a kid, like it was a young Middle Eastern kid, like holding a gun. You know what I mean? And it had a guy doing a pull-up sweating, and it said, "Train like somebody's training to kill you today." And like I don't know why, but like recently, like for some reason, that's been popping back in my head a lot. Like, you need to get healthy. There's a lot of shit going on in the world.
Yeah. But you made the big step by quitting cigarettes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's going to allow you to work on your cardiovascular. Because, dude, that's really the only thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Physical strength will come. But if you get your cardiovascular health up to where if you can run 3 miles or so nonstop, that's better than the average Joe out here.
Dandelions, man. You want shit that's good for your cardio and
Very
heart.
good. You got to make dandelion tea out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been thinking about,
And don't you find it ironic that Bayer makes the #1 prescribed heart medicine? I don't remember what the name is. It's something. Damn, I can't remember the name of it. But whatever. Bayer makes the #1 heart medicine in the world. It's prescribed, #1 prescribed heart medicine. At the same time, Bayer also makes Roundup that kills dandelions. That's That's just too much. It's just too fucking much.
Nah, man, it's just
It's just too much.
That's the-
Don't take the dandelions because those are weeds. You take this pill. Yeah. What do you mean?
I'm telling you, man. The more we go, the more it's they live.
Yep.
Like you see the shit underneath. There was somebody else was making videos the other day about BlackRock and Vanguard. BlackRock and Vanguard.
saw it.
Like Vanguard. Nazi symbols everywhere. I'm just coincidence, I'm sure.
For sure.
Like, dude,
Just-
are we going to see Nazis again? Like real ones? Like really? Like is it coming out of South America? This is perplexing to me. Because like I said, this isn't an American. Oh, this is
Well,
fake.
you know,
This is Peru to Belgium shipment. So
well, the thing is, man, you know, we all know that according to history, what the Nazi Party stood for. In the beginning of the Nazi Party, it was a nationalist movement. You know what I mean? They were, you know, realistically, Adolf Hitler
reaction.
Adolf Hitler was upset at the ass whooping they took in World War One. And he swore that would never happen again. Because during World War One, Adolf Hitler was a young German soldier. And they got their ass whooped. You know what I mean? So he carried that shit over. It was a nationalist party, and they were embarrassed on the world stage. That's how the Nazi Party got formed. And then it turned into what we know it today. You know what I mean?
I was watching.
And
a
the bad
video.
thing about it is, real quick, bad thing about it is they ruined that swastika. Because the swastika goes back
Long before.
way before the Nazi Party had it.
Right.
And it was actually a pretty cool symbol back then. I can't tell you exactly what it stood for. I think it was
The
an Indian
Tartarian
tribe.
Empire.
Was it?
Yes, it was a symbol of Tartaria. Tartaria was removed. Even again, this is Russia has released documents admitting that they removed the history of the empire. They were.
This is what we were talking about last week, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, and I need to put that episode to next week. I'll have clips and shit put together.
Well, not next week.
Week after the Tartarian Empire, like the CIA released a document on espionage, talking about how espionage is as old as, and it was talking about old adversarial countries in the spy game, and it brings up the Tartars. Well, how has the American CIA encountered spies of a civilization that's been dead for 1,000 years? Like it's very like.
Good question.
Like, it's not the CIA, but the during the Revolutionary War is what it was, going back that far. But, like, it gets interesting. So then Russia has admitted that, yes, it existed. They were removed from history because they wanted the Roman Empire to be the example of the biggest, largest standing empire. And we still do everything in the manner of the Roman Empire. Apparently,
and it's because the Tartarians were white Muslims, right?
they had
Not
a
white
large they had a very large population of Muslim, and I mean the Tartarian Empire went
And
all
because
the
they
way.
were Christian, that's the reason why they're erased from history.
Iran is a play on Tartarian, all the way up into India. So. All of that. It was a huge section of the globe. But yeah, when Catholicism took over, which the thing is when you get into this conspiracy theory, now you have to start asking yourself, like, did they walk up to monuments that had like, and I got it all wrong, but like, VMIII and be like, X BMIII. That's 1,000 right there off the bat. You just add 1,000 years. You know what I mean? Like, really, this building was built 200 years ago, but, you know, because you removed this large historical thing from, and you're no longer going to talk about it, and you want to remove it from history, you're going to add an X on this. You're going to add 1,000 years. And now, all of this architecture that's all over the place, you can claim it's so much older than it really is.
Right.
As it's crumbling. And then nobody will ask any questions. How are castles from the fucking 1200s decaying slower than homes that were built in the 1400s? Like some of it, none of the time makes it. You start asking questions, it gets interesting. I'll give you the glasses, but you can't take them off, man. The Tartarian Empire is a crazy conversation piece. Because, I mean, you've got pictures of what was destroyed during World War I, bomb-wise. And then the pictures of what was destroyed in World War II. And then there's, like, pictures of, like, architecture in India that predates. There's so much to get into. I'll put it. We're gonna have a whole episode on it in 2 weeks.
We got 2 weeks. I'll get some research and I'll look at it so I can be at least a little educated on the subject.
Yeah, because I want you to have questions because it's a very broad subject. And then there's the mud flood, which is, again, a weird conversation piece.
So I'm gonna make a note here.
But if you start looking at the photos that they claim are the evidence of the mud flood, then you're like, you know, why are there doors there? They just dug up around that building down 30 feet. Why are there doors there? You know, why are there doors underground? But the answer to that could simply be that sewers were built. In other words, look, you got a city, right? I come in, you come into a new area, you know, like New York, nobody's ever lived there before, and you've built a city, right? But now we need to we're building a sewer system. Well, they didn't dig that sewer system out. They built it. So all the buildings, the doors are here. So naturally, they're going to build the sewer system. So now those doors are going to be here. So now they're going to rebuild just on top because they've built the sewer system.
Right.
So that would explain the doors underground. But if that's not the explanation, then somebody needs to.
Right, but that's just like anything, really. Like if you go 1800s New York City,
Right.
that's 150, 200 feet underground of what New York City is today.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Well, they say there's catacombs under New York that almost match those of France. They just don't discuss them. I'm like, probably because you get killed by like some kind of Illuminati guy if you go down there.
Like the people that live underground in Demolition Man. You never know.
Oh, dude.
But anyway.
There are things in this world.
My back is hurting. Yeah, it's in this chair, so.
Oh, okay.
We're going to have to.
Well, let's cut it short.
Say short. How long have we been going?
2 hours. I ain't short at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not short. Shit, that's probably longer than what we've done in a couple months.
It is, man.
We've been sticking pretty close to an hour.
All right, everybody.
Deuces till next week, or no, maybe not next week. We might not have any signal for next week.
Yeah, see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, we'll have some cool.